So in a video last week we did some pak choi. Here they are coming along. Just keeping you guys updated. We also did some sorrel, or what you guys call roselle. We have 7 of them here. I think we did a dozen, but 7 is still good because it's early time of the year, and I'll be planting them to bush and bear a whole lot more, so 7 is good for this time of the year. Here are the lettuce that we have in the pots. Same way, we're heating them, but they're beating us because we have lettuce in the pot and we have lettuce in the ground, so everything is beating us. Howdy internet people, Country Mara here again. This morning I'm going to take you guys through the planting of ginger and some ginger misconception. So this one may be fiery. Okay, so this ginger here, this is not a ginger that I planted. This is just a regular store-bought ginger that we went to Walmart and pick up. But you notice the size of this ginger? This is not natural. This is not natural. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you guys how you can revert this ginger to its natural state, as in planting it, and when you're supposed to reap, you will reap flavorful ginger. Ginger is a spice, and when you grow ginger this way, you don't get that flavor, the correct flavor that you should be getting from ginger. So some people have lived their whole life, their entire life, thinking that they have tasted a real ginger, and they have never tasted a real ginger. So I'm going to cut the chase and I'm going to dismantle the lies today. Okay, so we're going to set some ginger. For me, now is a good time to set ginger. Anyone that's past their last frost date can start setting their gingers, because ginger are not cold hardy. However, there's a misconception going around. I'm just going to break up these ginger, because a piece like this, I don't need to be planting such a large piece of ginger, because it will reproduce or produce. Alright, there's a misconception going around ginger. Yes, ginger, they say that ginger is from Southeast Asia, or it's originated from Southeast Asia. They're not sure about it. I'm not going to debate where ginger is from. What I'm going to say is, if you go on the internet and look up how to plant your ginger, it will suggest that you plant your ginger in full sun, because it's from the tropics, Southeast Asia, South America, the Caribbean, and such. However, not because it's from the tropics and it loves heat means that ginger should be planted in full sun. When you plant your ginger in full sun, it stresses the plant. Hence, you hear a lot of people tell you that you have to fertilize ginger a whole lot. Ginger don't need a lot of fertilizer. Your ginger should be planted in a warm climate, or in the warmest time of year for you wherever you are. However, it should be shaded. Ginger is a half shade plant, so you should plant your ginger close to trees or wherever you have shades in your yard. Okay, so ginger is not for full sun. That's a misconception. If you're watching and you're from the Caribbean, South America, Southeast Asia, you can relate with what I'm saying. Gingers, turmeric, you have another one they call ginger lily. And because ginger lily is similar, it's between ginger and turmeric. However, it's like a color down from turmeric and a color up from ginger. I don't know what to call that color. But they normally grow on riverbanks in the Caribbean, South America, and Southeast Asia. Also in the Caribbean, what I know of, when you see ginger growing anywhere naturally, it's always in woodland, woody type areas. Where I'm from, St. Mary, they do well in orange field, banana plantations where you have the cover, the shade, and chocolate, cocoa, chocolate plantation, they do well there. We had a large chocolate estate, and my uncle usually grow gingers, and they didn't need full sun. Partially, they need sun, so ginger is not for full sun. All right, so I'm just going to break up this ginger because the next thing I see people is planting the gingers and putting some big pieces like this in the ground. Normally you put something like this in the ground, you're going to get back the exact same thing. So might as well you just keep your ginger and don't plant it. You have to break it up for the ginger to grow and expand. And I'm not going to go into rhizome and all of those things. So let me just cut up the ginger and show you guys how I go about starting my ginger. And these gingers, they have no eye on them as yet. That's a little part that is supposed to show potential growth or anything. Nothing like that is on them as yet, and I'm still going to put them into soil and they will grow 100%. And I have more than I want right here. All right, so get some soil, and I'm just going to talk to you guys as I go along and just tell you some more on ginger. So I'm just going in with less than ½ inch of soil for the base because we just need the ginger to be rested on something. So we're just going to go in, and I'm going to take you guys closer. So let me take it up. Not even ½ inch, just to cover the floor. And then we're going to rest the gingers sideways. So we're going to go in. I'm not going to be moving the camera today, so I'm going to take what I'm doing to you guys. We're going to rest them sideways. We're not going to turn them up because gingers bear sideways. People tell you that ginger grows up. Yes. No, people tell you that ginger grows sideways. No. Ginger grows up, but it bears sideways. Hence the whole rhizome, but I'm not going into that. So we're going to place some ginger. And the next thing, if you're planting your ginger now, ginger normally take about 7 months. The full maturity, time to harvest. So about 7 months, within 7 months you should be having ginger. Alright, when I started out, I said to you guys that the size of these gingers are not natural. Reason being, they plant them in full sun and then they have to drench them with fertilizer every month or every 3 weeks. They have to be drenching these things with fertilizer because then they come up with the misconception and tell you guys that ginger eats a lot. Nothing like that. For you to revert this now to its natural state, or we should say it's homeostasis, eh? But for you to revert this to its natural state, what you're going to do, you're going to plant these ginger, you're going to set them for them to sprout. When they start growing and you're going to transplant them, don't put them into full sun. Put them in a shaded area or half shade, half sun. And then now you'll start getting a much more flavorful ginger. That's where the trick is. A lot of these also, they're hybrids. They're crossed with ginger, and the same one that we call ginger lily in the Caribbean, they grow on riverbanks. They're a hybrid. They cross them. So a lot of the ginger, but they're easily reversible. All you have to do is give them the right conditions and they'll go back to their natural state. So as long as you take your ginger out the sun and stop pouring a bag of synthetic fertilizer on your ginger, you will get that flavor that the original ginger that nature provides for us should give you. So it's quite simple. So I'm just going to lay out the rest of these, and then we can talk a bit more on ginger. But there's not much ginger, it's not complicated. People just let this process seems complicated. People let everything seems complicated on social media. But it takes no genius to do this. Yes, it takes a bit of knowledge or experience, but I'm from deep rural Jamaica. I don't know if I call the name of my community in St. Mary. No one on the internet would ever can relate to where I'm from, like deep rural. But that doesn't give me any authority still. All I'm telling you and I'm showing you is how we do it where I'm from. So this is not gospel, as I always say. I'm just sharing my experience and my knowledge with you guys. But this is just ginger simple. So when you do this now, within another 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, you keep watering it on a every other day basis, and within 3 to 4 weeks you can transplant these. And remember, no full sun for your ginger. No full sun. And if we have any farmers in the comment section, and I'm not talking about commercial farmers, because commercial farmers will disagree with me on this because they're planting for the size. However, if you're a backyard homesteader or a gardener and you want the best flavor that you can get out of your backyard, I guess you should be going for quality over quantity. So this is what I'm putting out there for those people who really want quality, because I guess that is why we're bypassing certain things in the store and going for the quality. So here I'm just trying to just cover the ginger, not too deep, but I still don't want to see the food peeping through or seeping through the soil. So I'm just putting enough so that when I put water on it and it settles, I'm still not seeing the ginger. And then that would give the bulb or the eyes enough space to come up through the soil so they won't be stifled and buried too deep. And remember, ginger is a perennial, so if you leave the ginger in the ground, it will come back the following year most of the time. After your winter, if it's burned down, it will come back. It's like it goes in a dormant state. However, dormancy wouldn't be the word that I use for it. I can't find the word, but the plant itself will burn down during the winter or any major cold spell, extended cold spell, and you will lose the upper plant, part of the plant. However, the food, the spice, the ginger underneath the ground will remain. If you leave it, it will rot, grow back, rot, leave an eye, grow back, rot, leave an eye, grow back, produce, and the cycle continue. But it's a perennial, so you don't have to worry about your ginger. But if you don't have a shaded part in your yard or space in your yard, what you can do, put your ginger in buckets and move them around the house. I know that's difficult, and I preach against the difficulties in backyard gardening or homesteading, because who wants to do backyard gardening or homesteading which feels like, what I would say now, a burden to you? No, you want it to be fun. You want it to be easy, because a lot of people that is doing backyard gardening, they are not doing it 24/7, or it's not a 9 to 5 for them. They have a job to go to and take care of the backyard as well. So hence I don't come on my channel and try to tell people that they have to do things a particular way, because everyone's system and schedule is set differently. So I just want you to pick from what you can pick from. Take a little from me, take a little somewhere else, and put them together and see what works best for you. Don't take everything that I say as gospel. Just take a little from me, go somewhere else, take a little, and move on. I'm not trying to gatekeep here. I'm just trying to share the knowledge, and I want you guys to have the experience of tasting real, authentic ginger, what ginger should taste like when you tip it on your tongue. You should get that spicy, flavory taste hitting the back of your throat. So try this method if you may, and let me know at the end of the year, 7 months time. I think the internet said ginger take about 8 to 10 months, but we know that ginger takes 7 months when you put it in shade. When you have it in full sun and you put in the ton of fertilizer on it and keep watering it over and over, because the next thing is ginger doesn't like water. Ginger is a high growing crop. Turmeric, on the other hand, loves water. So turmeric will grow closer to the levees, the rivers, the ponds, all of those things. You will find the turmeric grow closer to it, and they'll give you some gigantic turmeric. However, the ginger will grow a bit further back, and it loves a soil that drains well. So if you can put your ginger in more of a sandy loam soil or something like that, it will thank you. But this is really it. So 1 layer of dirt on the bottom, less than ½ an inch, and the other layer on top to cover the ginger. And now we're just going to water these, put them in a shaded area and let them sprout, grow to about 3 inches. Then we transplant them into the ground under a oak tree that I have here in the backyard, or a oak tree that is hanging over in my backyard. So that's it from Country Morrow. Remember, you all have a good day. God bless you all and stay safe. Thank you for watching.